If you have ever been injured, you have heard RICE, rest, ice, compress, elevation. In 2020, the British Journal of Sports Medicine published a new article with new acronyms that are peace and love. These are the new evidence-based guidelines that rehab professionals and athletic trainers and folks who work with athletes or people who deal with acute injuries, these are the guidelines that we follow now, okay? Peace, protect, elevate, avoid anti-inflammatories, compress, educate. We kept compression and elevation, although they admit that elevation and compression are not the greatest evidence-based interventions. But protect. So we, as long as the area doesn't need like total immobilization, like a sling or a cast, we avoid the aggravating activity, but we still go live our lives. Okay? It is important to protect it, but total rest is not advised anymore. Okay, we need to keep moving, and we'll get into that in a second. Okay, but we need to protect the area, but not rest it completely. We elevate because elevation naturally helps our body and our cells get rid of the junk that happens after an injury occurs, right? There's a lot of waste product if you tear a tendon or a ligament or a muscle, that when you elevate it, you just use gravity to help your body move it along. We avoid anti-inflammatories because the body gives us really important signals that we need to hear. So if we take an anti-inflammatory, we basically put earmuffs on your nerves, right? And so you can go not protect yourself if you take an anti-inflammatory. We compress, again, because like elevating, we can facilitate the movement of fluid with compression, the movement of waste products, right? Cellular waste products that happen after we get injured. So we compress, we can tape, we can wrap it up, we can tighten a shoe, that kind of thing. We can put a tight sock on to compress and help reduce some of the swelling that way and make the pain go down. And then this is where I love it, like we educate, right? Like you're scared after you get injured. It's a scary thing because you don't know how long this is going to take to heal, right? Maybe it happened early in the season, maybe it happened late in the season. You are scared. So we need to adequately educate the injured person and their family of like, hey, as long as we can go to the emergency room, this is not a death sentence. Like this is going to be okay. And it's easy when people are scared to sell them an unnecessary intervention, right? Well, you need this compression tool, or you need this massage technique, or you need this stretching person, or you need pick your poison, right? Cupping, that kind of stuff. And that all can help. It's fine, but you don't need it. Right? It's not going to magically cure you. What's going to magically cure you is this stuff that's over here. Okay, so we need to load that tissue, and this is in the third day at a couple weeks out. Okay, this is more that subacute and chronic stages of healing. We need to load that tissue. We need to be optimistic about it. This is a published medical journal that says if you think that this is going to get better, it gets better faster. That's important. We need to vascularize. That means get blood flow to the area. Blood has good healing stuff in it. And my favorite, we need to exercise because exercise helps us vascularize. Also, exercise gives us some autonomy, and exercise encourages that tissue to heal. Okay? These are the new guidelines. This is what I now tell my family and friends. You get hurt, forget about RICE. Forget it. Total rest is going to delay healing. The way to facilitate your healing so that you have the best chances of coming back as fast as you can and as safely as you can are peace and love. I appreciate you. Thank you for spending your time and your attention with me. Keep moving and keep getting better every day.